Hello guys and welcome back to another video that is for once not a vlog. In this video I wanted to talk to you about what I'm planning to read kind of over the festive season. I mean, we're already halfway through December by this point, so I feel like you know how people have festive reads, I'm not one of those people. However, there are two books in particular that I would like to read during this time. I'm off work. I've been off work for what, 2 days now, so yeah, and I'm not back until next year, so like it is the season for reading books, for watching Christmas films, and I'm fully going to immerse myself in it. The first book I'm going to read is this one. So this is, I guess, my kind of like a Christie for Christmas, even though I am currently at the moment listening to an Agatha Christie book. But what I might do is actually give like a Hercule Poirot's Christmas listen to. I'm trying to think if it's the one that I'm thinking of, if it's the one to do with the like South African diamonds, because I recently, well I say recently, I periodically throughout this year have been rewatching some of the ITV adaptations, and I watched that one and I just always kind of think about that scene where everything comes crashing down. I just think it's just one of her kind of really darker stories, like overall. And obviously, yeah, it's not meant to be that Hercule Poirot has an amazing Christmas, but yeah, so I'm like unsure if I should read that one or there is another one, and I think that might be the one that's called the Hercule Poirot's Christmas, but we'll see. Anyway, this is a collection of short stories from many different writers. So we've got Marjorie Allingham, I don't know who that is, but Anthony Horowitz. So a mix of short story collections in here, I believe. So it says here, the Christmas season is one of comfort, joy, sparkling lights, and steam rising from cups of mulled wine at frosty carol services. A season of goodwill as families and friends come together to forget their differences and celebrate. Unless, of course, you happen to be harbouring a grudge or hiding a guilty secret, or you want something so much you just have to have it, whatever the cost. In A Very Murderous Christmas, 10 of the best classic crime writers come together to unleash festive havoc with murder, mayhem, and twists aplenty. So I can't wait. And I think what's nice about this is I'll get to like sample some other writers, and hopefully if I like their writing style, I will be able to like pick up more of their books and then like dive further into the kind of crime detective book genre. So very much looking forward to this. I picked this up in my charity shop in one of my vlogs. I can't even remember when it was, maybe like 2 months ago. So I knew at the time when I picked this up that I was specifically saving it for Christmas, and lo and behold, the time is here and I will be reading it. So before I talk about the other festive one, I just want to talk about a couple of other books that I kind of want to get around to reading. So one of them is this. This is also another charity shop pick, but this is Striding Folly. It's a mystery series. So this is by Dorothy L. Sayers, and again, just a name that I've heard floating around in terms of a really good crime writer. So I was like, yeah, let me pick it up whilst I'm here. So it says oh right, is this a short story collection? Ah, okay. So it says it's 3 of his most baffling cases, and then it just says each of the stories introduce a different side of the 20th century's most ingenious detective hero, and this book also features a biographical essay of Janet Hitchman, Sayers' first biographer. I didn't know I was getting all of that in there. So yes, very much. Oh, you got some pictures in here. Wow. Some drawings rather. So interesting. It's always nice when you have like because I actually don't physically read a lot of the Agatha Christie's, but it's always nice when they have like a little map or something in the books and things like that. The other one I was going to show you is this book, which is The Shape of Water, an Inspector Montalbano mystery. So I actually picked this up in one of those little book boxes. I do my sacrifices to the book gods, and there is a book box in a park that's probably about, I don't know, 20 minutes away from me or something like that. If you're a faster walker, it's quicker than that. And I like to go and like donate the books that I just don't want anymore. They're kind of just books that maybe they've been given to me and other people. I need to like cull kind of like, well, not these shelves because I want all of these books, but there are other books that like I want to get rid of, and that's just where I go and donate them. But in that, sometimes I never take anything from them because usually like people are just getting rid of like really crappy books, right? But in it, I found this book and I was like, oh, that sounds very interesting, because this is, I believe, yes, an Italian detective, well, Sicilian. So it says, when the body of engineer Silvio Luparello is discovered on a trash-strewn site brimming with drug dealers and prostitutes of every flavour, the coroner's verdict is death from natural causes, refreshingly unusual for Sicily. But Inspector Salvo Montalbano, as honest as he is streetwise and as scathing to fools and villains as he is compassionate to their victims is not ready to close the case, even though he's being pressured by Bigot's police chief, judge and bishop. Picking his way through a labyrinth of high comedy, corruption, delicious meals, vendetta, firepower, and carefully planted false clues, Montalbano can be relied on, whatever the cost, to get to the heart of the matter. I just thought it sounded interesting, and I was like, obviously a lot of the books that I read, they're all mainly Agatha Christie's, they are detectives. You know, obviously Poirot is a Belgian detective, but he is set in the UK, so it's nice to read something where the scene and setting is completely different. So those are kind of I guess, like crime detective mystery books that I'm going to be reading over this period. Actually, I will speak about the kind of other fiction, very festive book at the end, because in terms of non-fiction reads, at the moment I'm still reading Entangled Life. I don't know if I've mentioned it in one of my vlogs, and I do like it. It's not like I don't like it, it's just quite dense, to be honest, so it has to be one that you have to be in like the right headspace for, otherwise you'll just be like, what is going on? But I am enjoying it so far. The book that I'm going to definitely be diving into over this time is this book called Set Boundaries, Find Peace. I feel like I have spoken about this, but this is the problem when you record stuff and then you like don't edit it, you always kind of forget. But this is a non-fiction book, and it is about setting boundaries, and as the title, rest of the title suggests, finding peace. I follow this author on Instagram, and I just think her advice is so great because it's very balanced, it's very neutral, and it just always asks you to consider kind of other aspects and just really focusing on the fact of like two things can be true. And a lot of her advice has just been so helpful for me. And she actually has I think another book called Consider This, which I just really like. So I remember talking about this because as much as I enjoy it, I feel like it's kind of, when I first heard about it, I should have gotten the book then, but I didn't, and I feel like I'm very much deeper into a lot of my practices around kind of like boundaries and stuff like that I wonder how helpful I'll find this, but I think I still will find it quite helpful. And if anything, if it's like her kind of like Instagram content, then I know I'm just going to get a little bit more than that. And yeah, I just really want to read it. And another book, I did also speak about this one, but this is On Our Best Behaviour, The Price Women Pay to Be Good. I have since done a little bit more reading about this since I spoke about it in my December vlog. This video will go up before my December vlog anyway, so doesn't matter that I speak about it. And I don't know that I'm going to enjoy it, because I remember saying in my December like reading vlog, I was talking about the fact that like, oh, it had like sources and stuff like that. Reading the reviews, people are like, she barely has any sources in this book, like it's just like her own kind of thoughts and feelings, which is nothing wrong with it, but it's like, please don't tell me that there are going to be like research and stuff like that when there's not going to be any of that. But I am definitely looking forward to it, but I feel like I'm not going to enjoy it as much. Like I feel like I might just find it very like surface level. Okay, so my final read, that's going to be the super festive romance read, is the 5th book in the, what's the series called? Escape to Scotland. I mentioned probably in my previous vlog about reading a book that one of my neighbours had written, and she has just released one of the books just in time for Christmas because it's set in that season, and it's called Love in the Scottish Christmas Village. So I haven't ordered the book yet, but I am going to order it. So I know absolutely nothing about it, but she showed us the cover and it was like, oh, this is really sweet. And I just like, you know what, I need another kind of like festive, cute, like romancy read to like kind of just chop off the season, because like, I don't know about other people, like I am like not a Christmas Grinch. I'm not someone that's like, oh, crazy about Christmas, but like I enjoy kind of all the like nice stuff about it. Like I enjoy kind of, you know, what it's like meant to be about, I guess, if you're not like super religious, right? Because I did not like going to church when I was younger for stuff like that. But I'm just like this year so wanting like very nice, cute, cozy stuff that I'm just like, bring it on. So this one is, well, I'll just read the description. So it says, just once, no strings, that was the deal. Photographer Trish has never planned to hook up with her best friend's boyfriend's friend in the linen closet, but that's exactly what happened during the opening party of Marla's Castle in the Scottish Highlands. Trish leaves with 2 thoughts. Number 1, don't look back. Number 2, too bad we were interrupted. Now winter has rolled in and Marla invites Trish back to capture her castle's holiday charm. Trish jumps at the chance, definitely not because she can't stop thinking about Jack, the rugged single dad who made the shells rattle and her knees melt. That's so funny because the one that I just finished reading was about like a single dad. My memory card was suddenly full, so I just had to delete things very quickly. But continuing on with the rest of the plot, for Jack, life's about his 3 kids, dealing with his ex-wife and keeping things easy. Relationships, hard pass. But with Trish back in Kilcranachan, that one-night stand turns into a daily run-ins, shared smiles and attraction he can't ignore or act on. The last thing this postman needs is a distraction during the Christmas rush, or to go viral with a sexy Santa photo. and then it just talks about blah, blah, blah. So basically we're talking about love in a cute little Scottish village. I'm sure there'll be snow, and yeah, I just think it's gonna be everything, kind of like romancy and just kind of twee, but I think it will be really nice for the season. So yeah, those are my kind of like 2 festive picks, and then the rest of the books that I want to focus on reading until I guess the end of the year. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and let me know what you're planning to read before the year is up. And yeah, I'll catch you in another video.